Yeah, good morning, one and all. We are into day 4 of the FDP 5-day FDP session. I welcome you all. It's my privilege to introduce the speaker of the day. She is Dr. K. Nagajyothi, Pro Vice-Chancellor, Bharatiya Engineering Science and Technology Innovation University, and she is also an AICT Margdarshak, NAGP team chairman, and has 23 years of rich teaching academic experience in various reputed academic universities and colleges of South India. Dr. Jyoti has published 31 research papers in journals and presented 46 papers in conferences and has 4 patents to her credit. She is the recipient of many awards for academic and community services. To name a few recent ones include Exemplary Woman in Education Award by Asia Today in 2020, Best Youth Worker Award by Indian Sri Lankan Embassy in 2019, the Superwoman Award by Star Network in 2022, apart from many Best Teacher Awards. Recently, she has been honored as the Best Education Leader in Hyderabad by Forever Star Group and Best Woman Leader in Academia by IEOM USA. She completed her postdoctoral research in machine learning from Singapore Institute of Technology, Singapore. She is a public speaker and has presented many keynote speeches. She is a panel chair and speaker in various countries, including Singapore, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka. It's indeed an honor to have you with us. Madam's session would focus on the taxonomy of educational objectives in OBE. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. Very good morning to one and all. So, all of you know which topic I'm going to cover, but don't be very scared because always OBE will be very dry. But let's see to that it is interesting and the session should be interactive also, so that you don't get deviated due to the dry topics. Okay. So, before starting the topic, outcome based education. So, all of us, before the COVID it started, everybody we started talking about OBE, OBE, OBE. Whereas this education system is there since many 100 years ago. Okay. Generally, what is the objective of education? Can anybody say what is the objective of education? Why should anybody study? Why should they go to school? Why should they go to college? Yes, to gain knowledge. But there is absolutely a difference between the knowledge and education. Okay. Education purposes not only to get knowledge, there are several other things. So before I start the actual topic, one small story. You know, previously now it is student centric, right? We are, teacher is there just as a mentor only. Now we cannot no more call a teacher should take a chalk piece or write or the PPT, nothing like that. A teacher is almost only like a mentor because now the students know much better than us because they are always in Google, they always do ChatGPT, which we don't have time, we can't do that much Google search. So we are just a facilitator for them. We will provide all the resources and just act as a psychological mentor. But what happened many years ago, there were Gurukul system, right, where the Guru was there and Sishyas, and whatever Guru says is Vedam, right, whatever it is, okay, it may be any religion, the Guru is considered the main part and whatever he says the disciples will accept. Now for example in the story, there were many Sishyas to a Guru, okay. One Sishya, even in our class people will be there, no, notorious students. They won't listen to us. Whatever we shout, you do your work, we will do our work. Such a naughty boy was there, that Sishya. So what he did is, whatever the Guru says, he will never listen, he will not obey. So one day what happened, he shouted in the class. He just left the class, like some students do. But this Guru, he didn't get angry at all, he didn't say any word. So what happened? Night, okay, Gurukula means everybody will stay there only. It's like a residential college or residential school. So what happened? In the night, the Guru called the disciple, that naughty student, and said that I kept a book in my house, that hut, on a table. You have to go and get the book for me. This naughty scholar, he wanted to roam, not a naughty student. So he went to the hut to enjoy the time. But he couldn't take the book because there was no light in the hut. Okay. Then he came back and told Guru, I could not take the book. Then the Guru said, okay, now I will give you a light. Those time only lantern, right? He gave that lantern, said, now you go and get it. So now the boy went and got the book. So what inference do you get? What is knowledge here? What is education here? Light is knowledge. What is education here? The student doesn't know that he should take the light. Who told that he should take the light? Teacher. So the teaching learning process, that is very important to acquire the knowledge. So only knowledge means that light, but if you want to have entire education, that is obtained only through teaching learning method. So this teaching learning method, you cannot do it just like that unless you have certain objectives. Okay, what are the type of objectives or outcomes you have? Certain things are intended objectives. What do you mean by intended objectives? Expected objectives or expected outcomes. So you can see here the entire taxonomy I have given in the form of light, because this is what is going to make your normal knowledge into education. So I told you for every class you should have objectives. Your education should have objectives. So my session, what I am taking now, that also should have objectives. So what objectives you have now during the session? First thing is you should know the concept of objectives. Second thing, you should understand what is taxonomy. What are the three domains that are involved in objectives, and how we are going to inculcate this taxonomy into objectives, you are going to study during this session. And at the end of the session, you should tell whether these objectives are met, whether the outcomes are achieved or not. Then only this session is useful. Simply if you listen and I speak and go, there is no use. So what is the purpose of OBE? You should have some outcomes, you should have some objectives which should be achieved after the class, after the session or after the course. So generally you are going to speak. Okay, sir. We'll meet. Yes, sir. Thank you. So generally today I have come to speak here, or you are going to the classroom, or you are going to some other country also to speak. What you should know? What you are going to speak, to whom you are going to speak, and what you are going to speak, you should know that well. What you are going to speak, of course, you will prepare the points. But who? Today I am coming for this session, I should know who are the audience, whether students or faculty, senior faculty or junior faculty, which department faculty, everything I should have idea. Accordingly, I should prepare. See, same session, if I want to explain for different like medical field, nursing field, psychology field, the session will be different. So it is engineering, science, arts, etc. The session will be different. So know your audience to whom you are going to speak. That is more important. And next you should have teaching learning goals. So what is goal? Generally people will have career goals, life goals. But the same word goal, when it comes to education, you call it as an objective. So without objective, no student should learn. Without objective, no teacher should teach. And the last one is important. Any class, when you go to a class, come out of the class, every time there should be a take home message. Not only in the class, you may go as a speaker, you may go as a resource person. Always you should leave with a take home message that will always be there in the mind and heart of the participant. So this I already explained. Goals and objectives are same in the case of education. So you have a student whom you call as a learner, and you have intended objectives, that is expected outcomes, and you also have achieved outcomes. How will you convert expected outcomes to achieved outcomes? Who is the person who is going to convert? Can you tell who is going to convert expected outcomes to achieved outcomes? The teacher will convert. And who is the beneficiary? The student is the beneficiary. So how many objectives are there? You are a teacher. So what type of objective it is? Individual objective. Like that, your department will have one objective, your institution will have one objective. First, you should think about the institutional objective. How do you know what is your institutional objective? Correct, exactly, very good. So you will know through your vision mission. So your college has a vision mission. From that you have to arrive at the objectives. From there the department should prepare. From department, individual should prepare. So you should satisfy all these objectives. Any individual who is sitting here or any teacher should have all these objectives. Suppose institutional objective, you want to make more of entrepreneurs, but your objective is you want to give 100% placement, okay? Then it is not an institutional objective which you are referring. It should be aligning in the same line. So what is a learning objective? It is from the student point of view. What he is going to learn in the class, what will be the outcome, whether the outcome is achieved or not. How will you calculate whether outcome is achieved or not? Yeah, somebody told. Yes, very good. Test, evaluation. Okay, all these things will be done to the student. What about the teacher's goals? See, the student is coming to the class thinking that he will understand the curriculum, he will understand the topic, he will know the objectives, he will complete, achieve the outcomes. And what point the teacher should go to the class? Thinking that how to make the student achieve the outcomes. So, always the teacher should think from the point of the student, not from teacher's perspective. And these two combined together, you call it as educational objective. Teacher's objective and student objective together. So, generally, why you should have objectives? Simply you can go to the class, no? Why you should have objectives? Why the student should have objective? Then only he will understand what he is going to learn, what is the process that is going to take place, teaching learning process. Otherwise, he will be like in a forest, middle of the forest, not understanding anything. That's why what we tell the teachers at the beginning of the semester, when you go for the first class, you should explain them what? The class teacher should explain the curriculum, the subject teacher should explain the syllabus, what is involved, and they should also explain about POs. What are POs? Program outcomes, course outcomes, program educational objectives, program specific objective. All these things you should explain. Otherwise, the student will think why we are learning all these things. Student should understand that. And this is teaching objectives. What a teacher does, we say that all teachers should have course files before the commencement of the semester. But as a NAC peer team member, when I go to colleges, what will happen, you know? After the classes start, after 3 months gone, when some inspection is going to come, they prepare all the course files. That won't work out. The course file should be ready before the commencement of the semester. Then only you can go as per the order. And you should have a proper lesson plan. Many of the colleges I have visited till now, almost 26 colleges I have visited across India. I have seen except in 2 colleges, nobody has a proper lesson plan. They will just print out the syllabus, just say class 1, class 2. There will not be any date when they have to take the class, when they have to complete the class date, nothing will be there. So, you should have the proper lesson plan before you go to the class. You should understand proper curriculum. You should understand how to divide it into your lesson plan and whether you are completing it. The HOD should monitor, okay, either weekly or fortnightly. He has to verify the syllabus is completed. At the end of the semester, if the HOD or principal, they feel that only 50% or 60% syllabus completed, there is no use, there is no time. So, the frequent monitoring is very important. For that, the teacher's objectives are very important. And knowledge and education, I told you the difference. Always education is very holistic. Knowledge is a random word saying that I have knowledge on this. But what is the measurement for that? There is no measurement for knowledge. You say that what is the word you use for measuring the knowledge? You say a person is intelligent. How do you measure that? You call it as IQ, right? Intelligent quotients. So, but education is easily you can easily evaluate, right? You have class test, assignment, exams, you have interactive sessions, you have projects, you have experiments. So, you should have a proper education system which is holistic. And now coming to taxonomy. Taxonomy general meaning is it's a just classification or characterization. So how you are classifying the educational objectives? There are many objectives, like for example a student wants to become entrepreneur. A student wants to become for example a scientist. He wants to get placed in a very high salary company. There are so many objectives, but how do you classify them? Some objectives are based on the intellectual quotient. Some objectives are based on the emotional quotient. Some objectives are based on the hands-on experience, like experiment and all. So, how do you measure this? By using the taxonomy. So, all of you would have heard the name Bloom taxonomy, and there are two different versions. One is the old one and later it was modified, but we can consider anything. It is not a mistake if you say I follow the old one. Both are same only small difference is there which we'll discuss. So this Bloom, Benjamin Bloom, he has formulated this in a very late years 1956. After that many people modified that to give more utilization of this Bloom's taxonomy. So how many levels are there? Whether it is old one or new one? 6 levels are there. So always we should see this triangle from the base to the top. Whatever is at the base, it is the basic thing which a student requires. When you go to the top, evaluation or creativity, etc., that is the higher level order. So the only difference between the two you can see is the synthesis part has been replaced by the creative part. That is the only difference. So when you consider this particular Bloom's taxonomy, you can take the first one, the basic level. What is that? Previously they used to say remembering. Now we are calling it as knowledge. Why we are not calling remembering? Why? Because remembering is like memorizing. We don't want students to memorize. We want them to acquire the knowledge. So once you have the basic knowledge, the next one you can go for comprehension or understanding. So basic knowledge student is not having, how they will understand? So first one knowledge, then understanding or this thing. Third one, you have to, you know the knowledge, you have understood that, but you want to apply in real life, you want to apply in the practical. If you can't apply, there is no use of getting that knowledge. So applying is very important. Once you apply, you have to analyze that. Okay, you have done some experiment, whether it is correct or not, you have to analyze, and then you can take this side evaluating. So evaluating is you have done everything, you have studied, your practical is over, and now evaluation. Without evaluation we cannot find out the outcome is reached or not. And then the last one now they have introduced is creating. Creating or synthesis both are, see for example, you take the music director A.R. Rahman, okay. We say the music is great. Is he doing the whole music? No. There will be a violinist, there will be a guitar, there will be a drum player, so many things, right? So everybody will do that, and finally it will be composed. It will be accumulated, summarized. In the same way, a student may learn all these things from different angles. Some subjects in the lab, some subjects in the classroom, some subjects outside, like internships or any field tours, everything. These to be synthesized, okay, accumulated, so that you are reaching all the levels from the basic level to the higher level. But do you think this taxonomy is devised only by Benjamin Franklin? It's not so. Many people have classified like this taxonomy, different models are there. But everything failed. Why? Because this taxonomy is common to any branch. Any branch means science, arts, engineering, medical, psychology, physiotherapy, everywhere this is applicable. Whereas other models prepared by other people, they are only particular to certain branches, one particular to engineering, one particular to arts, like that. So everybody started following this Bloom's taxonomy. And you have to see that Bloom's taxonomy, you have 3 domains. Okay, these 3 domains are very important. One domain you call it as cognitive. So cognitive means it is based on the brain or knowledge, you can call it. The next one is psychomotor skills. Psychomotor skills means, since the word is psycho is there, don't interpret that it is something psychological or intellectual. No. Psychomotor means hands-on experience. Can you tell some examples? Psychomotor, hands-on experience. Examples? Yes. Okay. In the case of student, what is that? Lab experiment, projects, all this comes on hand-on experience. And the third one, it is affective. This is emotional. So affective means emotional, and also it develops the attitude of a student. Okay, there are 3 things, all of you know. KSA. What is KSA? Knowledge, skills, attitude. Right. Knowledge is fine, already I told you. Skills are like project, lab, how they improve their technical skills, how they improve their communication skills. It may be any type of skills. What is attitude? Suppose, yeah, you are going for an interview for the post of principal, okay, to some university. They find after interview that you are very knowledgeable. Okay, you belong to, for example, mechanical, CSC. Yes, you have thorough knowledge and you have all the skills. They are telling to do some project in front of them. You are doing excellent project, okay. But the way you are sitting, the way you are answering, your body language, and you are not respecting them, banging the door while going, okay. And if they are telling give the demo, you are saying I don't have time, next I have one more thing. So your attitude is not good. Then there are very less chances you will be selected. The attitude is important. Knowledge you can gain easily. Skills also you can get by training, but attitude is very difficult to improve. To get a positive attitude is very, very important. So how many domains are there? Yeah, 3. Cognitive, it is related to brain. Psychomotor, it is related to hand. And then affective, related to heart. And this is what I told, knowledge, skill and attitude. So attitude is very important. Though we call KSA, now they renamed it as ask. So what is ask? They have brought attitude to the front. Attitude, skill, and then you have the knowledge. So coming to cognitive domain. So initially we had the pyramid you have seen by Bloom. It has been later translated, transmitted to another version by Anderson. So this cognitive domain is totally devised by Anderson. So as I told, cognitive means it is mostly the knowledge. So in a college, where the student will get cognitive knowledge? Yes, classroom, library, any other place, knowledge, only knowledge. No, not lab. Yes, like books only, you have other resources, no, e-resources. Okay, by accessing the journals or Googling, like that, whatever knowledge he is getting is cognitive. So this also almost is similar to your Bloom's taxonomy, only cognitive, because Bloom was concentrating more on knowledge. He didn't concentrate much on attitude or skills, he concentrated only on knowledge. So this is similar to that. First you have the remembering, which is equal to the knowledge which we have seen in the Bloom taxonomy, and then you have understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating. Everything is almost same, because the one which was devised by Bloom is same like cognitive. So first we will come to the knowledge part. So knowledge part, there are some words. See, why we should know about Bloom taxonomy is, you all have course outcomes, right? All of you know what are course outcomes? You have in your curriculum, right? How many? So you have 5 or 6. How many outcomes? 5 outcomes are there. Okay. These 5 outcomes are covering all the units of your syllabus. How many units are there in your syllabus? 5. So these 5 are covering the 5 units of the syllabus. Now, whether these outcomes are reached or not, how are you testing? Yes, you have direct assessment, you have indirect assessment. Direct assessment is based on the marks obtained by the student. What about indirect assessment? Yes, anybody can tell. How you are getting your indirect assessment? From the survey, very good. How many surveys are you are using? Most of the places from the faculty, from the students, from the alumni, from the employer, and sometimes from the parents, which is not very familiar. So this particular knowledge, when you prepare a question paper, okay, you are having objective type questions, you have the essay type questions, okay, formative and summative questions. So when you prepare that, just tell me yes or no whether you are following Bloom's taxonomy or not. Yes, you are following that. So when you prepare a question paper based on Bloom taxonomy, you should cover all the parts. How many levels are there? 6 levels are there, and based on that you have to use the questions also. Now the problem with Bloom taxonomy, okay? Now for a school child, can you cover all the 6 levels? The student who is studying some second or third standard, you cannot cover. You may cover everything, but you should concentrate on the basic parts of the pyramid, not on the higher level. Can you tell what are on the higher level of the pyramid? Creating, yes, evaluating is common for all, and then synthesizing, all these things are difficult. So you should understand the audience or understand the participants or understand the learners, their level, and accordingly you have to frame the question paper based on the Bloom taxonomy. But in many colleges I have seen there are 6 questions, 6 level, each question 1 level. That should not happen, then it will become a negativity for the Bloom's taxonomy. So if you see here, how do you frame the question? For example, the words are there: define, describe, enumerate, label, list, match, etc. Okay. Now I am taking only one word, describe. Now you frame a question using the word describe at a knowledge level. Can anybody say? Use the word describe only, but I want a question in the knowledge level. Knowledge means what? Basic level, right? So any term in your field you can tell. This is very tough. See, sir is telling describe the operation of the some motor, but it's a complicator. It's a high level one. You are telling about the operation. I want a basic one. Yeah, it should be very simple. Describe this word. Define this word. That's all. The knowledge about that word only. We are not thinking about the practical application, or we are not thinking about the functioning of any machine. We want to know what is that machine. That's all. Okay. So the same describe you can use in level 1, you can use in level 2, you can use even in level 6. But the way how you frame the question is different. Okay, you have to think and frame that. We will have some assignment at the end of this session. And then understand, I will be sharing these slides to you. When you frame the question paper, you should understand. Take the words, but these words at least, they are not sufficient. Okay, always when you frame the question, you should understand the level. In some college, they have written every word describe only. But the other part of the question, they were very intelligent in framing the question, covering all the levels. But in another college, they used different words. In one question, define, in question, what, another one, enumerate, other one, design. But finally, all belong to same level, second or third level. That should not be done. Neither you should use the same words, neither you should use the same level. And this is apply. So after getting a proper knowledge, you are understanding and then you are applying and checking whether that is correct or not, and then you are analyzing. So analyzing question you can see, compare the statement x and y and give the result, compare the graph 1 and 2 and tell what is the difference, and then evaluate. So what are the methods of evaluation? Now they are telling continuous internal assessment. Okay, it's not like once in a semester you are writing some exam, it's not like that. You have to continuously evaluate the student. So what are the methods you are using to evaluate the student apart from the semester exams? One is unit test or whatever you call midterm test, then assignments, yes, quiz, yes, all these things how we are conducting in the classroom or outside the classroom. Yeah, using the various tools, online tools. Yes. What tools you are using? Yeah, Google Classroom you are using. Okay, any Moodle, Edmodo? Okay. So you are using the Google Classroom. So you are evaluating. Evaluating is sufficient. What you will do next? I have written the topic synthesis, but actually you tell me, you evaluated the answer papers. After that, what you will do? No use, no, just you are evaluating, you will give the marks to students. What is the use? You have to synthesize, means summarize. Okay, summarize means what you have to do, that is already given in your accreditation part. Some students would have got very low marks in some subjects, some would have got more marks in few subjects. What will you do for these students? Remedial class. Okay, for all you will conduct remedial class. Very good, this is what I wanted, expected. So first you will summarize, I mean prioritize the marks in an orderly manner. Then you will divide the learners into slow learners, advanced learners. For slow learners you will give some question bank, special classes, remedial classes. For advanced learners what you will do, you will give additional experiments, projects. You will ask them to go for additional conferences and present papers. So the evaluation is complete only when you synthesize the data. So whatever we have seen is which domain? Till now, cognitive domain, which is knowledge based, which is mind, brain based. Now the next one, psychomotor skills or psychomotor domain. What it is meant for? Hands-on experience like laboratory experiment. So you should know the first four, how to do something. So when the students come to your lab, first you should tell them what is the theory involved in the experiment. But in many labs, what happens immediately, the students enter, the lab instructor or teacher says, for example, in the physics or chemistry lab, take that apparatus, dip the cell in the water, leave it for 10 minutes, then measure, that's all. Then student will not understand the concept behind that experiment. Okay, so first you should understand, make them understand the concept, and then you can make it interactive so that students will question you if any doubts are there, and then you have to conduct the experiment. And what is continuous internal assessment? Once the experiment is over, if the student goes, then that is not continuous internal assessment. You should find out whether the error is there, whether the results whatever the student is given is right. You have to put the error, mark the error in the observation notebook. The student should know how skilled he is. Okay, 5% error, 20% error. If more than 20% error, make them do the experiment again. And what skills are required for any experiment? Apart from this also you can tell what skills are required for doing the experiment. Because some students in the classroom they will be very weak, but when they come to lab, no, they will get full marks. Why is that? Yes, observation, the precision. Okay, the precision in which they do the experiment. Other people, they mix x plus y just like that, but these skilled people mix even the minute things in a very good manner. And always you should remember these shortcuts. See, when I told you the first one, cognitive, can you tell me the word like this? See, for example, psychomotor domain, you have the classification. And in the bracket, I have written IMPAN, IMPAN. What is IMPAN? What is I? I is imitation, M is manipulation, P is precision, A is articulation, N is naturalization. Like this, can you tell for cognitive? This is the easy way to remember when you transfer your knowledge. See, one thing I would like to tell all the teachers, when colleges are conducting such programs, or when the colleges are going for NAC accreditation, NBA, many of the faculty will think, what is this extra burden for us? We are taking class, we are writing notes, we are going home and writing notes, course files till night. And why is this all this accreditation? They will think like that. But see, there are some skills which are transferable. You call these skills which you are doing now are transferable skills. If you are leaving this college, you are going to some other college or university, you can tell proudly that I know this. I know OBE, so I will take a session for all our staff. Then the value you get, it is too high there. And similarly, if you say, I know, I can coordinate the NAC, I can coordinate fifth criteria, fourth criteria, see the welcome, how much respect you get in that college. So you should not think you are doing for the college. It is for you only you are doing. You know, some 15 years back, so when I was in Satyabama University, that time only NAC started. So what happened, my colleagues, they were telling, I was very junior, they were telling, hey, why didn't you accept NAC coordinator? Do you know it is very tough? Already this university we tried 5 years back, we didn't get the NAC, so they sent away that coordinator. Because they didn't get NAC, they sent out, now you will be out. Why did you take? Then I told, anyway, I don't want to stay here for long time, so let me try. And I was a junior and many of them are seniors there. So it was a very tough time for me, challenging time for me. Somehow we got, first time we got A grade. Then everybody came and congratulated very happily. Wow, you have done. But those days I used to stay along, even our higher official used to stay till night 11, 12 o'clock, sometimes stay in the hostel. But people thought I'm a fool that time. Literally, she is foolish. Even when I used to go to home, my apartment gates used to be closed. Then I used to call, my parents used to call the security and they used to open. All these people thought it's a nonsense. But that is why now I am an active team member. Because of the knowledge I gained in that college, now I am here. So please don't think anything you are learning now is a waste. Definitely one day it will be useful for you. And one of my junior staff, when I was head of the department, she joined in our department, CSC department, and then she asked, Ma'am, I don't have any publication, you are doing some publication and all, no, shall I join? I told, yeah, of course, but definitely I will not add your name unless you do some work in this. So she did lot of hard work in doing the simulation, and she got one paper published. She had lot of dreams to join PhD actually. So she wanted to join in BITS. Okay, many places she tried, but she was preferring BITS, Hyderabad. And you know, she got selected. That day she called me and told, Ma'am, I got selected only because of that paper. The people who came with me to join PhD, they didn't had a paper. But I had a paper, I got selected. So whatever you do now, even a small thing will count later. Okay, so please, whenever there is something arranged by a college or you are doing something, do with a passion. Okay, if you are not doing with a passion, what will happen? It will create stress, it will create anxiety and many of the health issues. If you enjoy and do, you will get a very good health. So coming to here, first one is imitation. So what is imitation is you are taking a class in your classroom. Suppose the teacher is good, the students will start imitating her. Imitating means not teasing and all. Oh, she is doing like this. Okay, we should also develop this skill. That role model. Okay, imitation means not teasing, role model. So, like that, some students learn by imitating, by seeing the role model. Okay, who is your role model? Can anybody say your role models? Yes, you don't have role models. Yes. Then, okay, what is the survey telling us? Role model, if you have anybody outside, okay, some cricketer, some movie actor, actress, or sports person, leader, it is not much useful. You should have role model in your workplace. Then only you can grow better, they are telling. So, you should be inspired of at least one person in your own college. It may be your principal, HOD, teacher, or maybe even your student. You need not get inspired only from higher side. You can get inspired from your student also. Okay, some imitation should be there for everyone. And I will tell you my imitation. Yeah, I should definitely tell you my imitation. See, all these days, see, I got selected as NACPIR team member and Margadarshak. Okay, ACT Margadarshak in 2017. But till 2021, I never went for any inspection through NAC. I got in Gujarat, I got in Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, everywhere I never went. And my most favorite Kerala, I didn't go. Why? Because fear. I can never go out. I can't even imagine staying in a hotel room alone. So that is very scary. I didn't go. But in 2017, I joined in the current university where I am working, Best Innovation University. So our chancellor, almost she will also look like me, more beautiful, very young. She is the founder. She is the chairman of World Forum for Education. What happened? She told me, are you a fool? You are getting such a wonderful opportunity now. You can see many people, the colleges, what they are doing, different places you can visit. Why are you not going? Are you crazy? Like this, she was pushing me every time, compelled, forced, scolded me, and then I started visiting the places after her motivation. So she is my imitation. Every month she travels 3 countries and 3 or 4 places within India because she is World Forum for Education chairman. So she is my imitation. So she is a public speaker. In every country, they will say, "Oh my God, your mom speaks so well." So that inspired me a lot. So definitely there should be an imitation. In this context, I would like to tell a story which will be useful for you and your students. Okay, because see, somebody should be there to motivate. In my department, I have 2 heads. One is program head, one is academic head. Okay. My department is entirely taking care of part-time PhD program where there are 1,000 scholars. This program head will stay till night 10 o'clock also. I never tell her to stay. In fact, I say, please go at 5:30, please leave me free. Because they are in the office, they will give me work. But she does like that. But that academic head, she resigned within 1 week. The reason she told is, Ma'am, I can't go at 5:30 because all other people are working till 10 o'clock. Because it will demotivate others. I said, so what? You try to be some days at least wait till 6 or 6:30 and do. She told only one thing, Ma'am, her family is supporting to her. My family is not supporting. So the motivation, if we are not having, we cannot grow higher. Definitely motivation should be there. So what happened in a story, one farmer, he has so many hen, okay. One day he goes to the farm where he sees a bird coming out of a small egg. So he takes that bird, he goes to his farm, house, and he starts growing the bird with the other hen, okay. But he don't know that the bird which he got is not a hen, it's an eagle. Okay, when a small bird, we can't identify which bird is that. So this eagle, small eagle, it starts growing with all other hen. Are hen powerful? No. Eagle? Yes, very powerful. It has a long vision. It has more strength to fly high and high. It can easily beat other birds. Okay. So it grows along with other hen and it has become very soft. It don't know its potential that it can fly high and high. It started behaving exactly like a hen. Later what happened, one senior eagle, senior means elder eagle, it was flying through that way. It sees this eagle just along with the other hen doing time pass, walking here and there, it gets angry. What is this? Eagle, it is like this. So that eagle comes here, says, oh my dear, this is not your place, you have to fly high. So many things are there for you. This eagle, small eagle says, no, no, I am not eagle, I am a hen. See, he is my sister, he is my brother. I can't fly, don't tease. Then the senior eagle says, okay, just come with me one day, I will tell you who are you. Then she takes to the mountains, throws her just like that from the mountain, and the small eagle, due to the compulsion, starts flying high and high. So somebody should be there to motivate and tell us, yes, you can do. And in this story, the small eagle is me, and that senior eagle is my chancellor. Uh, yeah, like that, definitely you will also have somebody. But they have to find out the small eagle. Small eagle should find out the big eagle. That is the thing. And many cases, what happens is, have you seen the elephant when it is at a younger age? They will tie with a very big rope. Okay, the elephant will not move because it cannot move with that such a big rope. After many years, what happens? The elephant becomes very big, but that time they will not use a strong rope and a small chain, but it won't break. Why it won't break? It got adapted. That mindset is like that. It is thinking that no, I cannot break the rope. Though nothing is there now, it can easily break. So like that, many of us, what we will think? Mindset is the problem. We don't want to change. We don't want to do anything innovative. We are using chalk piece? Yes, only chalk piece. If we say many managements in colleges I have seen, they provide lot of ICT facilities, smart boards, whiteboards and many other things. But the teachers will not use because teaching means blackboard or green board and white chalk. Or similarly, they won't move out of the state or their own place because they think that they cannot go, they cannot do. Okay, all these OBE, the basic background is the mindset. You have to change the mindset, improve your career, change your students' career also. So, imitation is that manipulation. Manipulation means not manipulating. It's not manipulating, you are formulating. Okay, something the teacher is telling in her words. Okay, but what the student is doing, he is getting the data from the Google or other e-resources, not dependent on the teacher. Okay, that is manipulation. And next one is precision. So, can you tell one animal which is very precise? Animal which is very precise. Precise means you will get precision only after trial and error. Okay. So, there is one animal, when it thinks it should do, by trial and error many times, but finally it will achieve it. Ant is hard working animal. Okay. See, for example, if you open your kitchen in Hyderabad, when I came from Chennai, I saw so many monkeys. Okay, when you open your kitchen and you keep something, the monkey will come. It won't leave, it won't fail. Somehow it will bring some sticks or something, it will pull out that. So that trial and error we should also do. We should not leave it at the first point, or students, they should do like a monkey, okay, till it achieves. Yeah. And then articulation. Articulation is again, whatever you have done or whatever your student has done, you should present it. Presentation is very important, no, not doing. Many people do, very good researchers are there, scientists are there, but they can't speak out. When they come for conference presentation, I see my own scholars, they are like working as principals and heads in various colleges. But when they come for conference presentation, they can't speak a word. They will say, ma'am, only publication, no presentation. But this articulation is important. Whatever you do, unless you present, it won't get communicated to the other person. Okay, this articulation is again like A.R. Rahman. Same thing, many musicians compose, but you make it as very fine tuned with all the inputs. And then naturalization. This is similar to trial and error monkey method. Naturalization is, see, certain things your mind will not think, but your body will do. Right in the morning, what you will do? You will wake up directly, go for brushing, bathing. You will not even know sometimes what you are doing. Directly your legs will go to kitchen, washroom, everywhere. That is unconscious mind will take you that, because that process has become natural. So similarly, the students learn certain skills naturally. They don't try to do that. Once they achieve that, normally they will every day start doing that research or projects, whatever, because that will be engraved in their heart or brain. So this is the chart, starts from imitation to the naturalization. So generally psychomotor domain, the questions will be like the emotional or understanding the psychological thought of others. So what other persons are thinking. Now even I don't know how many of you are doing research here towards your PhD? One. Okay. How many of you completed your PhD? Yes, two. So all of you see, you have to develop your skills. The values are very important. You should not stop at some point. So always think about that. So now the questions, for example, you are understanding others' thoughts. So for example, you are telling, how will you prepare a recipe? Okay, what they will tell their own thing. See, for example, you have, how do you call that? Okay, we will take very easiest recipe, upma. Okay, that madam will prepare upma in a different way. That madam will prepare in a different way. I do not know whether you go to kitchen or not. So they may prepare in a different way. This is actually creativity and it's their emotional way of telling. And then coming to affective domain. Affective domain I told related to mainly attitude or heart, your feelings. So here first one is receiving. You are telling something in the class, the teacher receives, or the teacher is telling something, the student receives it. Okay. With that, is it enough? One way teaching. Now I am talking, you are not at all talking. Okay. How do I understand that you are receiving? You have to respond. Okay, that is what you are all doing very well, responding. That is interaction. So that is responding and then valuing. I have taken the class, you ask me questions, the doubts are cleared, then we are conducting the exam. Okay, valuing, evaluation, and then organizing. Organizing the marks, whatever grades you got, organizing the marks in the series, and then characterizing. So as already I told you, slow learners, advanced, medium learners, and then giving training to them in an appropriate way. So this is the chart pertaining to the affective domain. And when you see the lower parts, okay, why we are giving all these diagrams in the form of pyramid is, the lower ones are basic, whereas the top ones are higher level concepts. So some questions is that is, you are understanding the feeling. It's a feedback got from the students. You are asking, do you think we can do that? And what do you think about this? So we are getting the opinion of others. And you know now the research center, okay, the central research center, it says that suppose you are doing some experiment with animals. Okay, you are doing some experiment with microorganisms. Then you have to take the approval of which committee? Yeah, there is an animal ethical committee. You have to take the permission of that. You have to register first. Your college should register on that website and then you have to take the committee. But there may be some management staff. Any management staff here? Okay. Your research is involving some survey methods. Okay, you are taking survey from some people. You want to understand what is the climatic condition, what is the temperature in Hyderabad in the month of May. Okay, you are getting public opinion. You are going to 100 people. and asking what do you think will be the temperature in this May month? Can you ask like that? Ethically it is wrong. The research center says it is ethically wrong because tomorrow they will file a case, it seems, that you degraded that person. Suppose you ask a person, you are taking from students, 15 students, you are taking their height, weight, blood group. Okay, it's a mistake. So what you should do to avoid getting into the trouble is you have to get a written consent from the students. Yes, I am willing to give my details. That letter is very important. So this feedback mechanism is very important. This is either survey or feedback, whatever you call. You are understanding the feedback of the other person. So you are taking the class, the students are understanding, you are conducting the exam, you are characterizing, you are giving special attention to them. Finally what? Feedback is very important. So from whom you are getting feedback? Yeah, who are the stakeholders for the teachers? Yeah, for the college students, then stakeholders are parents, then alumni, employees, all are our stakeholders. So you have to take the feedback from everybody. But we are saying lot about this Bloom's taxonomy, but it doesn't mean that it is 100% correct. Still lot of research you can do. Suppose you are doing you belong to some pedagogical research you are going to do or doing pedagogy, then or you belong to education background, you can think of that. This Bloom's taxonomy has got many negative things. It's not a very successful one. So what is the first one? It is given commonly for academics and vocational courses. So vocational courses like engineering and all, they are treated in par with academic things. Academic, purely academic means you call science, maths and all. So this Bloom's taxonomy is involving both in the same way. But it is not so. When you come to engineering, which skill you should have more? You have knowledge, attitude and skills. No. Which one is required more for engineering? Skills are required more. When you go to arts,
Knowledge.
arts, yes, knowledge and skills. Suppose you go for psychology,
Heart.
attitude, the last one, you should understand the attitude of others. So it all depends on the branch, but this Bloom's taxonomy, it says all are same for everything 6 levels. So it is very difficult. And in vocational, if you take like engineering, it is more of skills, but it adds on 3 levels, higher levels of cognitive. What are the higher levels of cognitive? 1, 2, 3 are basic level, higher levels are 4, 5, 6. So it takes 4, 5, 6 because it is creativity. So in some places it is taking less amount of psychomotor skills, less amount of affective. So this Bloom's taxonomy on the whole, what is the issue is, it is not particular to particular fields, it is common to all the fields. So when the teacher applies this Bloom's taxonomy based on your branch and based on your students, you have to think. UG students different, PG students are different. Accordingly, you have to change the questions in Bloom taxonomy. According to the branch also, you have to change the topics. And the Bloom taxonomy says that unless you have knowledge, unless you have understanding, you can't go to the next level. What does Bloom taxonomy says? Straight you should go from level 1 to level 6. You can't start from level 3. You can't end at 4. But that is not right for all the fields. So we also have one small exercise that I will be giving to you. Till now any doubts you can ask me. Then I will ask you the...
Yes, any doubts?
So now it is responding time.
Yeah, if anybody is wanting to ask a question.
Hello, good morning, madam. This is Dr. Mahmood Ali. I am from CSC department. Weak learners, slow learners, fast learners, medium learners. as you have identified. So some type of sets are taken up, some marks they may deserve. So where and how we can add to internal assessment, internal marks. Already C1, C2 is over. Now you have conducted.
Yes, sir. I understood your
Then where
question.
we can fit this?
Yeah. As per the current educational thing, it is not for adding marks to the already completed internal. It is to improve the candidate's performance in the next unit test. Okay, generally when we go for accreditation, this is what we test. See, unit 1 is over. You have to conduct remedial class or special coaching for slow and advanced learners. Then again they will write the unit test. What is the difference? What is the impact created by your remedial class? That is what is required, not improving the marks of the already completed exam. Okay, now we will, yeah.
What exactly do we give it for middle learners? Because if we talk about slow learners, we have remedial classes.
Yeah.
For fast learners, they'll be getting some experiential learning and all this.
Correct.
But for middle learners, what is that?
Yeah, a very good question. So as madam told, already failures are there with very low marks and all. You will conduct remedial classes or special classes. When you come to the advanced learners, lot of experiments or projects. When you come to medium learners, first thing is they have to be given advanced assignments, not related to the topic. Some application oriented topic related to this. Okay, suppose you are studying about some Python. Okay, don't just give assignment on Python. What they will do, just cut and paste from the Google. Something application oriented. They have to think, refer anything, Google or something and try, but they should use their knowledge. Similarly, special class or remedial class for poor learners, slow learners, but bridge courses. Bridge courses means not, they are not special classes. What are bridge courses is, the little application oriented, you are taking some topic in the class, which is only pertaining to your syllabus. But bridge courses should take the additional components, the little bit higher level. These are for medium learners. Madam?
When we segregate the students as weak learners and try to arrange the remedial classes for them, generally they feel disheartened
Okay.
that we are being sidelined like this or being highlighted like this. So it becomes difficult for us to take the classes for them because not many students are willing to come for that. How to address that issue?
That's why in many of the, this situation is same in many of the colleges and universities. If you call those students separately, those 10 students or to a classroom, it is very disgraceful for them that to that adolescent age, they feel a lot of things. So what they are practicing more now is remedial classes, of course, they will conduct very rarely, but now more of tutorial classes to be followed. Why tutorial classes is, in tutorial class all students will be there, but special attention. See, normally in our colleges they are thinking tutorial period is used for the teachers who didn't complete the syllabus. That is not the thing. Tutorial class has lot of role. Tutorial class every period should be handled by at least minimum 3 staff. If you have a tutorial period in the timetable, it should be there definitely. 3 teachers should be engaged in the class. Suppose a class is full of 60 students. Every 20 students should be grouped and one teacher will be giving the assignment or work, whatever. So in this, the below average students are there. So they will not feel because all the other students are there. But the one particular teacher group to them, that teacher should take care of the studies of the group, the 10 or 20 students. So in this way, they will not be shown out that they are slow learners, but at the same time, they will get whatever is required. Madam? Madam? No, no, not throw them out. Sir, generally this adolescents, no, this generation, they will not listen to motivation also, and we can't scold them also. It is a difficult part to a teacher, but what happens if you play like a tape record daily saying something, at least 10% he will listen, if not 100%. We should not leave hope that he is not listening. We should continuously tell.
So is there any methodology where we can again have such
Definitely, in most of the colleges, this has been succeeded not because of faculty, because this is not a classroom matter. Only a psychologist can solve this problem. Every college should have a counseling psychologist. They know the method how to convince a student to fall in line.
Yes.
So most of the colleges they have this counseling psychologist. You know, in our PhD program, I am telling 3 years back, all students CSE, CE, Triple E and all highest strength. Psychology we had 1 or 2 admission. Now every year we are getting 80 to 100 psychology admission. I asked why people are so crazy in psychology. They are telling, see, every college wants a counseling psychologist. Every parent is taking the child to the psychologist. So the demand is very high. In fact, I am not getting guides at all in psychology because no ma'am, we are very busy. We have a counseling center. We are doing duty there. We are going to the college, taking class and we are counseling the people. So even no 5 minutes they won't spare psychology guides. They say 5 minutes means 10,000. So we won't come. You have to do MA psychology and PhD. In fact, I was trying to do my third PhD, psychology.
Madam, here one question. Madam, the common problem is students they are not attending the classes and labs. So attendance is very poor, and this is a very common problem. So how to overcome this? They are not turning up to the classes and labs.
That's why again same psychologist and you should have a strict norms. See, only when we deviate, they deviate. Okay, we say that 75% attendance, then with medical things 65%, but finally all the colleges allow 40%, 50%. What the students will tell to the juniors? No problem, they will allow. That is the trend that is going on. So
Madam,
we should be strict, they will fall in line.
Madam, we have very limited time for the semester to handle 1 or 2 subjects, to implement all the pedagogies and test them and take the remedial classes. How would we manage the time?
Okay, yeah. This madam asked a correct question. We are taking class, we are preparing notes and all, but how to use the proper pedagogy methods and OBE methods? That is why at the beginning of the semester, you should have a proper lesson plan. Lesson plan means it's not chapter 1, chapter 2, not like that. It should include your assignments, it should include your ITL methods, interactive teaching learning methods. OBE, everything should be coming in that lesson plan. Then only you can achieve it. If that is not there in the lesson plan, when will you get time to take that? So plan your lesson plan should be proper, course delivery plan.
Now one question. We have assignments where we have 5 to 6 questions, wherein we can test in each question, each cognitive level. But when it comes to CI exam pattern, it's a choice-based pattern. Part A is compulsory.
Yeah.
We give the levels, student will answer.
Right.
But when it comes to part B, it is a choice, and we are giving different.
How
levels.
many questions? Your 5
Part
questions.
A is 3 questions. Part B is 3 questions, out of which 2 have to be answered, and each question can be A bit, B bit.
Yeah.
Now, in those A bit, B bit, we may test different cognitive levels.
They will miss
So
one
at that
level.
point, what will happen is the student will go to an easier question, which can be a lower cognitive level. Then at that time, we are failing the Bloom's taxonomy.
Yes, correct. This is also a challenge because one more thing, this is college, right? You don't have any eligibility to prepare a question paper, right? You are preparing or you are internal. What about external? OU. That also same pattern.
Same.
Okay. So madam is asking a very good question, but that's a failure of taxonomy. That is what we are discussing. In the question paper, for example, you have three questions carrying 2 subdivisions. Madam is allocating 6 questions, 6 levels. Okay. But students will select only the lower levels and get high marks. They may leave the difficult question. Yes, but nothing can be done. That is the failure of Bloom's taxonomy. When we give a choice, we fail. But if there is no choice, then it's fine. Bloom taxonomy.
Actually, means that this choice thing, this is coming, this is there in India, not there abroad.
Correct.
And
choice system. US, yes. Because here nobody invented new things, sir. We are copying everything from that country, this country, because we are not doing anything. Washington Accord. Yeah. We don't have anything, sir. So let's see something from your side. From MJ imitation. Yeah, we are imitating, right? Imitating means role model, sir. Washington is the role model. So now my responding is over. I want somebody to tell here the question. Then I'm very easy. Okay, these are like what level 1, level 2 type of questions. Okay, not level 6 and all. How many types of domains are there? Okay. The highest level of cognitive, what is the name? Highest level of cognitive domain. Highest level of cognitive. I told you 6 things are there now. Create, yes. The process of determining value or worth. You are determining the value of a student. How? Evaluation. Good. Educational objectives have been divided into how many domains? 3 domains, same thing. Then I told you by word only, I don't know whether it is there or not. When was Bloom's taxonomy proposed? 1956, very good. The classification of cognitive domain was presented by cognitive domain. Initial one by Benjamin, developed by Anderson. Cognitive domain has dash subgroups. Each one had different, no. For example, cognitive had dash levels, affective had different levels. So, cognitive 6, yeah, correct. The highest level of learning in cognitive domain. Exactly, synthesize. To know the, intellectual skills are reflected by which domain? Cognitive. Attitudes, values and interest are reflected by which domain? Affective domain. Attitude. Which domain is concerned with the physical or practical skills? Psychomotor skills. The focus of cognitive domain is knowledge. Affective domain is classified into dash groups. Affective domain. The last one we have seen, which madam also told, no? 6. The lowest level of learning in affective domain is lowest level of affective domain. That is what we discussed more about that word. Imitating, yeah. Which is placed at the highest level in affective domain? Naturalization. Willingness to attend a particular phenomena is called willingness to attend. You are listening to the class, so it is receiving. Bringing together different value into a consistent value system is, this is the example I told A.R. Rahman, bringing everything together. Synthesize. Psychomotor domain was classified by, okay, you have not seen, I have written in the brackets. Each one I will give you the slides you can have, because all those verbs I have written, define, classify and all you can have while framing the questions. Affective domain was divided into subgroups by, that name is also there. Psychomotor domain was divided into dash groups. How many groups? Psychomotor domain. Psychomotor, yeah, 5. The lowest level in the revised Bloom's taxonomy. Revised Bloom taxonomy, lower level. Remembering, very good. Yeah. So I think your staff are all very active, madam. No, this activeness is very important because whenever the first class always for my PhD students, I start with the Ikigai principle. Okay, they have research methodology and all, but they are more fond of this type of motivational thinker. So, how many of you know this Ikigai principle? Very good. So, where it was developed? Japan. So it has been seen that the Japanese, they live long years, it seems, that too in a particular village of Japan, they live for long time. Why? Because, yeah, one is sharing between there are many things that Japanese follow, that's why they are very successful. But this Ikigai principle is, first one, the person should have a vision. Okay, and try towards that vision. Okay, suppose a person wants to become a cricketer, that is the vision. But simply if they sit and tell I want to become a cricketer, they cannot become, they should practice. But what will you do for food? You have a vision, you keep practicing. For sustainability, what you will do? Some job you should have money also, right? So earning, okay? And then finally serving to the society. You should have a vision, work towards the vision, earn, and then you should work towards the society. All four should be fulfilled, it seems. Like Sachin, he is having the vision, he is working for that, trained for that, now using that vision, he is earning a lot, and apart from that, he is doing lot of social service. Okay. But if they are telling you just have a vision, but you are not practicing that, but you are earning lot of money doing social service, you are doing three, only three are satisfied. Okay, because your vision you have in your heart, you want to become a singer, but you are a teacher. Of course, you are doing a job, you are earning, you may also serve to the society, but what happened? Your mind is always, your heart is saying, I wanted to become a singer, I didn't become a singer, you cannot live for long. So they are telling all the four should be satisfied. Then only you can become a successful person. So all of you, what you do is you find out what is your vision, whether you have achieved that or at least do now. See, even I told singing or dancing, it's not too late. Of course, we can do that at any time. Any other thing related to OBE you can ask, or any other topic also, because I told you I am an NAC team member and ACT Margadarshan, and all of you know NAC has totally changed now. It is binary system which the application is going to release from May onwards. So it will have different levels. We have seen 6 levels, like that it has got 5 levels. Based on your college capacity, you can apply for any level. Okay, suppose a fresh college is applying, they will go for level 1. Okay, your college already they have A plus grade, so you can go for level 5. But you will get only one result, yes or no. If you apply for 4, yes or no. Either you may get level 4 or fail. They won't give level 3. 4 or fail, 5 or fail, like that. So you should be very careful in selecting your level. Yeah, 10 criteria are there. Selecting the levels. You have to see the application. First you work out how many marks you are getting. You have to check. Once they implement, many softwares also will start emerging out. Already some are going on. Then based on marks you have to decide. Yeah. Actually, for our members, they told in March they will give training for NAC team members. Now it has been postponed to April. So once I get inputs, I will share to madam. This you need to give a clear indication that ChatGPT will never give the correct answer what we want. It's just for basic thing, not in education. Because recently I saw my academic head is giving long messages. To read that it takes lot of time. No, till last 2 months she was giving wrong short messages. Long messages she is giving. And there was, I told prepare a appreciation letter to a resource person. She prepared so well. At the end I found out that it is for attending a reception, not for seminar. So you have to tell them that it is not right. Where, in which case? Okay, okay. In exam they can't use ChatGPT. No, they should know that. But it is very, it's not an advantage, these things. I mean, it destroys the natural creativity of the people. Maybe, yeah, very soon they should remove here. And I should also tell, because some of you are doing PhD, see, very easily manipulated thesis people are creating. Using AI and ChatGPT, they are removing all the plagiarism. We got a thesis, last 2 months we got nearly 40 theses submitted by first batch. In that, 2 theses, it is exactly a ditto copy of Satyabama University one. Instead of Tamil Nadu, they removed and changed as Telangana. 5% only plagiarism. Only 5%. But we have a clever team. They found out exactly same thing. They rephrased and got it. So one thing is AA is advantage to scholar because she could prepare that report. But same AA is advantage to us. We found out using AA only that she copied. So yeah, these things have both advantage and disadvantage, both. Yeah. Ah, yes. Sir, ACT itself not able to motivate. Even they are not able to motivate the colleges also. Again, colleges are applying only more seats for CSC, removing the other branches. So even after strict circulars, that is not coming into picture, and many of the software employees are thrown out. Even that is not opening the eyes of our students. And nowadays students are not ready to go for normal jobs also. Whenever we tell them you got we are giving appointment in some company, some 35 starting salary, no ma'am, my friend got 12 lakhs salary, 14 lakh, I will go like that only. This trend automatically it will change, sir. Once they are getting beaten up by the software companies, they will understand. We can't change this unless they experience on self. Okay, thank you all for the wonderful interaction. Many places I go, but this type of interaction I have never seen. It was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Meera ma'am, for giving a wonderful opportunity. I would like to tell I met first madam in one panel session of JNTU. I was the chair, madam was also there, speaker, and she gave a very wonderful speech. That too on the spot question. And one more thing, this is not my first bond. You will get surprised if I tell my original bond with this college. In 2017, I got a letter when I was selected as Margadarshak that I was allotted this college, 2017, for NBA guidance. So all the amount will be given by ACT to me, not this college. Actually, I should have done free service to this college, but I don't know, somebody missed it. Then I wrote to ACT, this college is not responding. So please allot me to other college. That is how I couldn't see you all these years. And finally, Meera ma'am brought me here. Thank you, madam, thank you.
No, that's how like we missed official order. Now we'll take unofficial services of madam.
Yes, at any time, personally, you can ask me any doubts through madams. I can help you in NAC or NBA. Not anything official, personal. Okay. Thank you.
Well, as they say, if we are destined, we'll get it. So we were destined to have madam's session, so we had it today. On behalf of the college, IQAC, MJCT, our dean, our professors, heads and faculty members, I thank you very much,
Thank you.
ma'am. It was not only informative, but was enriching and interactive session. So as a token of expression of gratitude, I request our dean, sir, to please come on, and we would be presenting a memento to ma'am.
Actually, I should thank them. They only motivated me with the interaction.
Very good interactive session.
Thank you.
Today. Not only interactive, very informative session also.
Thank you.
We understood your level of knowledge. Really, it's so nice. We are really blessed today to have you with us for this particular fourth session.
Thank you,
so
sir.
Nice of you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Small.
Thank you, sir.
From our side,
Thank you. Thank you,
so much,
sir.
madam.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you all.